Welcome to the Socialize strategy. Happy Friday and happy April. And we are coming up upon April 5th, which is when TikTok was supposed to be banned again, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. So nobody's really even posting the fearful goodbye posts like they were for the last ban. But it is likely now that the app may be bought right now, as of me recording this. They're talking about Amazon potentially buying it, and we surely hope it doesn't turn into just an Amazon sales shop tool. But that potentially could happen. We're gonna have to wait and see. We can hypothesize all we want. Everybody can write their predictions and their articles, but nobody really knows. We're at the mercy of, let's see what's going to happen, and let's see if the algorithm is going to change and if we're going to like it, and if we're going to stay or if we're going to move somewhere else. I think we're all kind of waiting and seeing. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And I will be sharing in the newsletter all the updates that we find out as this weekend passes and we find out what's happening with the app itself. But let's move on to the topic for today. And also I want to mention that I'm going to be answering a lot of questions at the end of this episode. So stick around for question answerings for sure. But today's topic is how to maximize music on social media. And this is going to cover you no matter what social media app you're using. We're going to talk about the benefits of using music and why to do it, the different ways to work with music, and how to maximize it to help your content get optimized. All right, the first topic is the obvious one. When you use trending music, you have a better chance of being seen on the For You page, on the For You feed and Instagram. Same thing with YouTube. If something's trending, hop on it because that's how you're going to get more views. Does that mean those viewers are going to turn into followers? That really depends on the type of content you put with the music. That doesn't just depend on the music. So the music trending, great, doesn't mean you're going to get followers from it. What it does do is it's definite that these trending musics, the ones that are popular and trending for whatever reason, whether artists are paying creators to post with it, because of course that's a whole business. There's a lot of reasons music trends, and some of it is just suddenly random. Somebody will post something with an old 80s tune, and the next thing you know, a Fleetwood Mac song is trending with an Ocean Spray guy on a skateboard drinking some Ocean Spray. And that is more of a random trend versus music where it's being pushed because an artist is paying now to have creators using their new music on their album and they're trying to get views. So there's a lot of nuances of the music on these apps just that you need to be aware of. But the idea of using trending music is to put yourself in a better position to be seen. Okay? And the problem, of course, with some of the music is that if you're a business account, we'll talk about that as we get through it, but some of these tracks are not available to use for business accounts. We're going to talk about that. But so let's get to the next part, which is when you put music on your video, you want to balance it so that it's not overtaking your video, because that will cause terrible engagement on your video. If someone's scrolling and you're talking and your music is so loud that you can't be heard, nobody's sticking around to listen to that video because it becomes a strain on the viewer to try and hear what you're saying. I mean, it's a fact. It's not going to, I hear it sometimes and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even hear what they're saying. Scroll. It's just not a good idea. So you definitely want to make sure, and this is where I say it is such a lower percentage than you even think. When you scroll that bar down to lower the volume on the music, you want to be under 10% on the music. That's how low you need to be in order to be successful and to be heard. Not to be successful, but to be successfully heard. You need to be low on the music. You can't. It's almost better to be too low than too loud. It's definitely better to be too low than too loud. Not almost better. Definitely better. All right. So think about that and make sure you're lowering that level. All of the music apps have the option for you to tap on audio and then adjust levels. On TikTok, you tap on the word volume. On Instagram, I think there's music notes and you tap on it and you can lower the volume. I forget what the actual icon is, but it's doable on the apps for sure. Same with YouTube Shorts. All right. So use those musics, balance them down, lower them. Now let's talk about using the type of music for your videos if you are speaking. And I'm a big proponent of saying to you, don't use music with lyrics if you're putting it under yourself speaking. Music with lyrics on B-roll videos or music videos where you're showing your hometown or you're showing scenery on a vacation, lyrics, go for it. But if you're speaking and then your video has music with lyrics, so there's another voice speaking, it's like someone's talking over you if you think about it. So don't kind of get away from that. I try to really pay attention to the music that I pick, not having lyrics or having a nice instrumental opening section before the lyrics hit, so you can use that part of the music for your video. It's really, believe it or not, it's a subconscious thing that the viewer is going to be trying to hear the words to the song and then missing completely what you're saying. Even if you do lower it properly, we as creatures, we recognize a song and the lyrics might come into our head, and then all of a sudden we're not listening to what the speaker is saying in the video. All right, so think about that. Make sure that you're picking a song where no lyrics if you're talking. Lower the instrumental down and make it a nice support thing so that it doesn't have to be blasting in your ear or playing another audio that someone has to focus on. Because I find myself, when I hear a song with words, I'll be singing the words in my head versus listening to what the person is saying. Next one is being careful about copyrights. So as we know, of course, this is problematic. When you're a business account, you don't even have the rights to use some of the trending sounds because the music artists they would need to get paid for you to be promoting products using their music, which makes sense. Just like a commercial, you can't, as a producer, I can't put a Meghan Trainor song on my TV commercial and run it on TV because Meghan Trainor should get paid for the rights for me to use her song. So it's the same thing if you're promoting a product and you're making money from a product on TikTok because you're selling something. Of course, the artist should be paid because that artist is helping you promote your product. So because the artist isn't getting paid from you, they block all of those musics from business accounts so that you can't use them. And that can be very frustrating for business accounts because there's trends they want to do and they can't do them. And then the app will suggest a music, and of course it's a terrible track compared to the one you wanted to pick. So it's very frustrating. And this is one of the things that we try and do in the studio is help business accounts to understand what type of content they can create that doesn't necessarily require music, but could be trending. And so there's ideas that are trending that you can do that have nothing to do with music or audio. There are also some audios that are usable, even though they're parts of songs. The way the person who has uploaded it, the way they have uploaded it and made it like an original sound for themselves makes it available for you to use. So it's always worth tapping on, if you have a business account, sending that audio to your account and seeing if it's usable. Like just do a little tap on it and see if it allows you to use it, because some of them are, believe it or not, even though it seems like they wouldn't be, some of them are, because of the way the creator has uploaded that sound. And I wanted to address this a little bit unofficially because we didn't put this into the newsletter, but there are some DJs and some creators who seem to get away with putting music from shows on their videos and they don't get flagged. Typically, the app is going to flag any video that has a sound on it that you didn't add in-app. I mean, that's typically the case. If you do play music in the room when you're recording a video and that music is picked up when you post your video, your video is going to get muted. Typically, it's like the sound won't be playing, and you might even get a violation. So I don't know what the code to crack on how some people are able to upload music and not get flagged for it. It's possible that there's a creator group, there's DJs that do it, and they can do it maybe because they're official DJs. Not quite sure why some people get away with it. And I think it's also random. Sometimes the app misses flagging it and then it goes viral. And so then tons of people are using that content and then it doesn't get muted. So there's a little bit of, I guess, mystery to why some people are able to use some of these copyrighted things on their videos and not get flagged. But haven't cracked a good code answer on that for you. So I don't want to tell you go ahead and do it, because I can tell you that you're going to get flagged if you do it. If you put a copyrighted audio or a copyrighted video on there, you're gonna end up with a violation. So I don't want that to happen to you, because I'm the mothership and I got to take care of you. The other thing I get asked a lot, and I mean, if I had a dime for every person that asked me this question in my comment section, how do I use multiple songs on my TikTok? I get that all the time. And now, of course, how do you use multiple songs on an Instagram? Same question. Multiple songs on a YouTube short. The answer is you legally cannot. And that's why they don't allow you to do it on the app. That's why they don't make it very easy. They won't make it possible even, if not easy. They don't even make it possible to add multiple sounds. But you can in CapCut put multiple sounds, and then you could take your chances. You could upload it and, put your multiple sound video and see if it gets flagged. And you can certainly do that and try it. But typically when I suggest you use music in an edit app and then you put music on there, I always suggest to replace the music when you put it onto social media. This way you don't get flagged and you don't get muted, because I don't want you to do something I tell you to do and then your account gets a copyright or gets taken away or something like that. So the legitimate legal way to put music on is you add it to your CapCut project. You can make your edits to the music, make the video the way you want it, but when you export and upload that over to your TikTok or your Instagram, that you add back the music. So this way you get the credit for the music that's on there, that's on the app, and you don't get flagged or have your video taken down. Okay. The next thing is moving a section of the song. Here's another question I get a lot. The song that my video is a minute and the music's only 15 seconds and I want to make it loop. Okay. And I want to make it longer. Okay. I want to find a different section of the music. Okay. So the answer is all of these things are dependent on if the music that you choose, the length of what is available, because on TikTok, sometimes you only have 15 seconds of the music, and that's all they negotiated as an app to have the rights to. So there is not a 1 minute version. So you're stuck. You can't loop the music. They don't let you do that. So you've got to find music that is longer than your video in order to adjust the section. So let me say that again. If you have a video that is 15 seconds long and you choose a music track on TikTok, for example, and it's a minute long music track, you can then tap the little scissors and you can slide the part of the music you want to use. But if the video is 15 seconds and the music is 15 seconds, you can't make any adjustments. That's it. That's the 15 seconds that the app is allowing you to use. Okay? If it's a 20-second video, your video is going to have 5 seconds of silence. You get it? You can't adjust the music if the video is, wait a minute. You can't adjust the music if the video is longer than the music. You can adjust the music if the video is shorter than the music that is available. So the music is shorter. Okay, hold on. If the video is shorter than the music, then you can slide the part of the music and find a different section of it. It's so hard to explain this in words. It's much easier to show this in a tutorial, but hopefully I got the point across. Okay, the last thing I'm going to say about music actually came in as a question. And now I'm going to go into answering a bunch of the questions that we've got over the past 2 weeks, I think. These are some of the questions that have come in to the newsletter. So thank you for submitting your questions. I love having the opportunity to answer them. And please do submit questions. If you hear this, go to the newsletter today and drop a question in, and I will be happy to answer it next Friday. All right, the first question is about music. Should you always add music even if you lower the volume all the way? Like, should you put music on a video? So if you don't want to have music playing in the background, the question is, should you add it anyway and lower the volume all the way? Now, here's my suggestion to that. I don't think every video has to have music. I think there's a lot of videos and many that go viral that have no music at all. So you're not obligated to use music. There is a theory that if you put music on and you lower it all the way, your video will get sent out to people on the For You page who are liking that audio track. But the odds are, if the person who's listening to your video is listening to it because it came up with the music they like, they will not hear music and they will likely scroll. You get it? So it's not a guarantee that someone's going to get your video and then all of a sudden watch it just because it happened to have trending music on it. Because number one, they're not hearing the music. And number two, maybe they wanted to see music, a video with that music, but they want to hear the music. And so your video doesn't have the music, so they're going to scroll on. So I don't think it's a must. And I do think that a lot of creators are very successful making content with no music on their videos. The other advantage to not having music on their videos is think about when was this? About a year ago, when that thing happened with the music where a bunch of the music got muted on TikTok. Remember that? Okay, you know what happened? A lot of people who had talking videos who happen to have music underneath, if it was trending music, all their talking videos got silenced. So what a relief that on many of my talking videos, I never added music. And so my tutorials were still there. But a couple of tutorials, on my shorter ones, I might add a music piece back there to just have some music playing, and they got muted. So an advantage to not adding music is the fact that if ever the music ever got muted again, you would have a video that would still be heard. So that's a little advantage to that answering that question. So you don't have to always add music, but you can once in a while if you want to stick one on there. But it's definitely not mandatory. Okay, on to other questions. First one is there a replacement app for CapCut if it goes away again? There's a lot of replacement apps. A lot of options for you, but I have tried these 3 personally, and so I will share them with you. One is very, very similar looking to CapCut, and it's spelled M as in Mary, EITU, Meitu, or Meitu, I think is how it's spoken. So Meitu is a red icon. It is also Chinese owned, so who knows, maybe it'll go away if other things go away, but I really like it because it's very similar to CapCut. It's free. It's easy to use. The features are all very similar, so it'll look familiar. The second one I have tried that I like a lot is Video Leap, although in my opinion, it's a bit expensive because you have to pay an annual fee for this app, and it's like it's over the $100 mark but it's an annual fee. Maybe it's even $200, but over the course of a year, if you edit a lot, it's worth paying for because it's a really nice app. It's very user friendly, easy to learn, and I was really going to suggest it as like the backup to CapCut, quite frankly, because it has all of the features and it's very easy to see where those features are, well presented. The other one is InShot. I'm not a fan. I used it a little bit and I thought, this isn't as intuitive. And it might be because I'm so CapCut trained and Video Leap mirrored it a little better. So I immediately liked Video Leap better. But InShot is an option and you can try it. And yeah, there you go. Those are some 3 choices for you. And there's plenty more. So scope around. You might like iMovie. I don't really like using iMovie because it's better for horizontal videos, but give it a whirl and see what you think. And next question, can we pre-schedule TikTok posts? Ta-ta-ta-ta. You can, but you got to use the desktop version of TikTok. You can go to tiktok.com, you can log in, you can upload your video, you can add music. I thought there was some limitations with the TikTok desktop. I don't even know because I don't do pre-scheduling myself. I just put things in drafts and I release them as I want to. But yes, you can. There is a scheduler in the tiktok.com on your desktop. So yay to that. I know a lot of social media agencies use it. All right, now this one is interesting. Is there a way to answer a comment in an Instagram reel? Yes, you just press the comment and then you can tap reply with video. I'm going to look at I haven't done this in a while on Instagram, so I'm actually going to look at it while I'm talking to you. Let's see if I wanted to answer a question with a video. Tapping on a comment. Okay, I tap reply. And next to the far left where you type the reply to the comment, there's a little camera icon. And when you tap that camera icon, it will allow you to make a video or upload a video. So it's very easy to do. And it looks really nice. Actually, here's a comment. And then I would just make a video, right like that. Or I could pick a video in the bottom corner. So that's how you do that. Fantastic. Hopefully this helps the question asker. And the next question, and I'm going to make this the last question for today, is what is a media kit? So a while back, we did a newsletter and I made a podcast about how to get brand deals and how people approach that, the different ways you can monetize by becoming an influencer, joining some influencer platforms or making a media kit and then reaching out to individual brands on your own. And the person asks, what is a media kit? And that is very simply a one sheet. Think of a sales sheet. Like you go into a store and you're going to buy a bed and they give you a flyer. And the flyer shows you the specs of the bed and the size and the thing, and it gives you all the highlights of why this mattress is good and why the box spring is good or whatever. It's a one sheet. A media kit is a one sheet that has your photo, your handles, it's your resume. That's another way to say it. It's like your resume, but in a different way, because a resume is mostly just words, and a media kit typically will have some photos. So example photos of maybe a couple of your videos. It might have some kind of, it's a little more pretty and graphic, like a flyer versus a resume, which is just really words and a list of your jobs and your previous jobs. Okay, so think of it as media kit equals a resume for your social media highlights. And that is where you can put your stats, your analytics, how many people are following you, and you put all the information on there so that when you send that to a brand, they can evaluate, does this person have the type of following? You might want to put, the demographic, if you mostly have, women over a certain age as your demographic, you want to put that on there, because these brands want to know who is your audience and who is your loyal audience that they're going to be able to get in front of. And they want to make sure it's the right fit for their business. Okay, so that's a wrap for today. I've had a week. I'll just a few personal things on the back end of the podcast I'll throw out to you. I was in Portland, Maine, shooting for a supermarket up there called Hannaford Supermarkets. So much fun, a social media shoot. We had some really we had some fun talent that I got to direct, and I was able to bring in a lighting kit with an actual lighting guy who brought a big umbrella light. So we had some fun making very pretty phone shot content for the brand. And I really had a good time. I like doing those shoots. I have a good time with the people that I'm working with, seeing the local flair, getting a sense of the type of content they're looking for, shooting my own behind the scenes. I really do enjoy it. And I have a few more of these coming up. So I'm excited, and I'll be talking about them as they book, as they firm up. Right now, 2 of them are pending. But I do have my last call for you before the 5th of April, actually, is the Entrepreneur Weekend in Jamaica, because they're going to be closing the sign up. There's also an online version. So you can click and you can book just the online. So if you don't want to spend the money to travel, or you don't have the ability to travel at that time, but you want to attend all of the things in the conference, there is an online version of it. So maybe you want to do that if you want to learn about how to make sales and do better with your digital promotions. There's some really great speakers that I am joining at this conference. So I encourage you to take a look at it by just pressing on the link. And now I have Jonathan calling me, so I told him that he can call me right at this time. And he's like clockwork. If I give him a time, he's calling me right on that minute. So I'm going to sign off on the podcast, and I will see you next week. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate you.